Mic. Sync. Video games. Video gaming. It's been around since about the dawn of time, aka the 50s. And about as long as video games have existed, there will be fans of video games. And as long as there will be fans of video games, there will be fan games. And fan games first started showing up around the 90s and really took off with the internet, especially sites like Itch.io, GameJolt, and Newgrounds. People have always loved expanding on their favorite franchises. In fact, some games' relevance relies solely on fan content, like Undertale, or FNAF, or FNAF, or FNAF. Now, of course, depending on the publishers of these fan games, you can either get hired to make games for them or receive a cease and desist email. That'll teach most loyal customers, Nintendo. Now, typically a fan game is an extension of whatever franchise it originates from, so typically it'll match the tone and atmosphere of the existing series because people just want to make more of their favorite games. But what if they didn't stick to the tone? What if a fan game took a radically different approach to an existing franchise? That leads us to the topic I want to talk about today: horror fan games. The first real instance of a horror fan game is Sonic.exe, which is based off of Creepypasta. Actually, a lot of horror fan games originated from creepypastas, and if you're fresh out of the womb and don't know what a creepypasta is, it's basically like fan fiction, but scary. And typically with some sort of like cursed media or something to that regard. It's always kind of the same thing, if I'm being honest. So yeah, Sonic.exe. When you open the game, looks normal enough. Okay, that was weird. I don't remember this from Sonic. Tails is from Sonic 2. Weird. Okay, this all seems pretty normal. You know, just that you can't jump or anything, and the music is inverted. And all right, okay, all right. That's weird. Huh. I don't think that's the right font. Okay, Jesus. So yeah, that's the game. Wonder what the other two levels are like. Wow, they're the exact same. Everybody give it up. Game development, yay. I am God. What does this even mean? Wait, this is stupid. And that, ladies and germs, is Sonic.exe. That's the whole game. You can even call it a game. You can play the entire thing in like 5 minutes. The gameplay is just hold right. That doesn't stop people from speedrunning it though. The record's 420. But that's not all, because there are actually fan games of this fan game. Isn't the internet crazy? Sonic.exe Spirits of Hell is one example, taking the original narrative from the game and turning it more into a game. And when I say game, I mean now there's cutscenes and platforming and multiple endings, and people speedrun this too? Wait, and there's a sequel? So after Sonic.exe, there were a lot of .exe games that came after it, like Mario.exe and Dreamland.exe and My Little Pony for some reason. But none of these games were based off of Creepypasta like Sonic.exe was. They were all essentially just taking the original format from Sonic.exe and just doing the same thing over and over. But there were still many other Creepypasta games out and about at this time, one of the most notorious being the Ben Drowned Creepypasta game. So legend has it, in the ancient year of 2010, somebody came in contact with a haunted copy of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. And it was haunted by this dead kid named Ben, who made the game all spooky and messed with your save files and played the music in reverse and had a hyper-realistic depiction of the main character with bloody eyes. Wait a second. So there are a couple similarities between Creepypasta games, sure. The main difference between Ben Drowned and Sonic.exe is in Ben Drowned, there's a scary statue of Ben following you around. And you can move in more directions besides just right. Innovation that excites. I don't know what to tell you. This is exciting stuff. It's less of a game and more of like a fever dream. And speaking of fever dreams, we should probably talk about Five Nights at Freddy's clones. The year, 2015. The craze, Five Nights at Freddy's. People made all sorts of FNAF clones, like Five Nights at Wario's, Five Nights at the Chum Bucket, Five Nights at Thomas's? What? Why? Just about any IP that existed during 2015, people made a FNAF clone about it. And it's kind of hard to talk about FNAF clones without talking about YouTubers. Five Nights at Freddy's was all over YouTube at this time. And I think a lot of people made essentially these shit posts of games just to like get attention from YouTubers that were inevitably going to be playing it because, dude, YouTubers ate that shit up. If you were a FNAF YouTuber, fan games were like your bread and butter because they essentially let you just play the same game over and over again, and people watch them over and over. Nowadays, horror fan games don't seem as prevalent anymore, likely due to the fact that the Let's Playing genre is dead in the water, leaving horror fan games with way less exposure. Now, I do have to give credit to people who have this talent to make video games, and they choose to use the talent on this. Keep it up, guys. Honorable mention to Sonic Dreams Collection, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Boosh, skadoosh, skadoosh.